Okay, how to set up notifications on the TrendPredator indicator. So first of all, what you need to do is you need to get into one of the charts. What I suggest, depending on where you are trading in the world, is to create a watch list. So you need to look up how to do that, but creating a watch list is the way to go. Yeah, create new list. Okay, so over here on the right somewhere, you need to go into that. Just making sure. Yeah, okay. So there'll be some kind of icon there saying create a watch list. Okay, and then you populate that with your assets that you want to trade depending on where you are in the world and what you prefer. Okay, and then you get into one of the charts. And you will want to, let's get rid of all these drawings. You will want to go into TrendPredator and make sure that you've got the alerts that you want to see. I suggest just having everything turned on, and then you will find your way whatever combination of setups works for you best. Okay, but you want to generate alerts from setups. Okay, so that's all there. And then you go over to alarms and you go to create, add, create alert, and you drop to the watch list that you want to create an alert on. So it will give you a notification on each one of your assets as the setups appear on the indicator. So everything's good there. Now, what I suggest, if you don't want alerts going off around the clock when you're not trading, and because these alerts will go to your email, your phone, wherever it is that you set it to, but you toggle that off, and that will be off. So what you're doing is you're coming to your trading session, and you need to set this up each day at the start of your trading session, and you select a time, which is good for your discipline, really. If you want to stick to a trading window, so you have a cutoff time, that will help you avoid in the beginning chasing moves in the market, revenge trading, over trading, and so forth. If you just stick to a timing window, and if you know what you're looking for and how the price behaves around that time of the day, typically, then that will be beneficial to you in the long run, because in trading this approach, you will need to be able to identify the trade setup that you want to trade week in, week out. Okay, it's a particular characteristic that the market will have that will result in your trade setup more than likely showing up and playing out in the way that you would expect, as it does time and time again. For the most part, an alert that's been triggered. Um, so you choose what time of the day you're going to finish. So let's say we're setting this up for Tokyo today. Um, that will be my time, 6 o'clock. So Tokyo open at 6 o'clock, but I only want to trade for a 3-hour trading window. So let's say we will close this down at 2100 hours, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Okay, so I'm looking for a trade from when the market opens until 9 p.m. and I will be alerted to anything that sets up until 9 p.m. Okay. And when I come in again tomorrow, I do the same process. This is just a few clicks. Okay. Great. Everything's good. Looking good. And here's the fun part. So you get to choose where you want the alert sent. provides a push notification in the mobile app on your phone. Show toast notification that will display on your screen in the corner. You get an email to whatever email you've subscribed to if you want that. Whatever email you've subscribed to the service with, rather. And then you get to play a sound. So I've got mine play at Jack. Quite tempted by cash register. And so forth. There are a few funny ones in there as well. So I don't want a man laughing particularly. All right, so let's jackpot. Okay, so why isn't that selected? Jackpot. There you go. Okay, and we create. All right, so now I have alerts set for both New York and Tokyo. Okay, so I'm going to turn my New York off because I came to the end of that session. It's now market close, but we've been alerted already on the Australian 200, so we can show two more. We've been alerted on the JP 225 as well. Show two less. So the two that have been alerted, that will fall into my log. Okay. And then from my log, I can simply click on that and it will give me the trade setup, context reverse continuation into an uptrend setup. Now, just because we have that alert doesn't mean we just go ahead and press buy. Okay, it's a buy setup. What we want to do is we look at how everything is set up. Okay, we just double check what's going on. We note that we're at the start of the day. And what we have is a fake out low of yesterday's low. So we've just by a fraction, we've gone through the low of yesterday and we are closing back inside. So the end of that candle there at 6 p.m. it closed back inside the low that it triggered, right? But that does not mean we just blindly buy the market because we've been flashed a trade setup signal. There are rules for which I implement. I teach those in my coaching session to help me trade these setups effectively. But you can devise your own rules for how you would want to envisage taking on such a setup to go long. Okay, what I would take into consideration is that we're already we got a first red day. We got a first red month, a first red day. What does that mean? So the price has rallied out of last week's highs. Great. In doing so, it's put in a consecutive series of higher highs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This counts back as far as bear with me. This counts back as far as 3, but the point is that we've actually taken out the high of this previous day, so that nullifies that count because now we are starting the count again. Okay, so this is day 1, and this could be day 2 and day 3 of shorts. In any case, we've got a first red day. So this day here pumped, put in a high for the week, and it collapsed, breaking structure over here. What I want to see is either a continuation, breakout continuation in line with that move, or I want to see the breakdown, pullback, resistance, and then we have prospects for a downside continuation. All right, so just because that is flashing bullish doesn't mean that this can't sell off. So it's a bit conflicting because of the first red day. Okay, so it needs to be put into context. You need to look at how everything is set up before you blindly buy or sell on the signal. It's not a signal to buy or sell, it's a setup signal. It's how the day is presenting itself at this current moment, because it broke that low, the 8-hour low, the low of yesterday, and then it moved back inside marginally. It's suggesting a long trade setup, but it's only a 2-star setup. It's not a 3-star setup. Again, you can turn off these notifications if you want to in over here. So if you don't want to see 2-star setups because you just don't trust them, they don't work for you, you don't know how to make them work, but you turn that off. Okay. So I personally would be reluctant to be buying this at the moment. I'd want to at least be on the other side of that EMA as well. I'd want to see some bullish structure. I want something confirming it. This is just essentially something that is developing as and when it takes out the low of yesterday, the 8-hour low, the New York session low. It continuously updates. Okay, so if this breaks down and closes outside, that will turn bearish. Okay, right, so that is all, I think. Let's have a look at the Japanese yen. Okay, uptrend, previous breakout continuation, low-hanging fruit. Okay, so what we've got here in the open is a market that is in breakout. In breakout of the previous 8-hour block. So as you can see here, broke down, broke up, and then it broke that high again to the downside, just about, click below it, and then it pumped back up. Okay, so it's an 8-hour breakout. Again, shown here in the table, and it's giving us an uptrend buy opportunity because of that move back up above the high and breakout. For a long opportunity on the other side of that EMA to go long, in line with the first green week close, weekly first green week. Okay, so we're breaking out of that, and it's giving us a signal to go long. Okay, but this should be at timing, so I'm not trading early Asia. I wait for the Tokyo Open and then see how the market traps traders one way or the other, or both ways. And then if I get a setup thereafter that I'm keen on, that is when I'd look to take the trade. So at the moment, I wouldn't be taking this signal. There's probably not enough volume in the market at this time of day to see a parabolic explosive move. Okay, so there we are. Don't just blindly take these signals. Use them as a reference to aid you with your analysis and devise a trade plan for the day. But when you do get a setup signal, it is telling you that the market is in a good condition to be trading, essentially, because you're going to have momentum in the market due to the higher time frame confluences pushing the market in a direction with momentum in a trend. Okay, so that's how this is going to be useful. And then if you apply the rules that I teach the coaching channel to it, then it becomes a very powerful system. Okay, traders, so happy trading and enjoy the free trial of the indicator. And by all means, give me feedback, and let's work on things together moving forward.